Greetings, mortals. I am Natus, one of the rulers of Hell, or specifically Manga Hell, and today we'll be talking to you about my second favorite manga series of all time, Overlord. Now, this will just a quick overview of the whole thing. It's not gonna be an in-depth discussion or anything. It's just the reasons why I think is the second best and why it's criminally underrated in my opinion and how I'm hyped about season 4. So, with that said, let's get into this. The first thing I just gotta say I love about Overlord, it's the arts, it's the designs of everything. Like everything there, even like something that's supposed to be more basic, like stereotypical medieval type of thing, I think looks great. I like the designs of the main cast. Like I feel like that like the one time where I think the main cast is 10 out of 10 design wise. I mean, not to say that the other main protagonist groups are not 10 out of 10. It's just that I feel like Overlord really catches everything. I mean, other series, like in my favorite series, My Academia, there are still a couple of members of Class 1A where you can clearly tell that, okay, Hakoshi was a bit more, okay, I have to fill the numbers here, so, okay, here, there's this wrestler guy, there's this martial arts guy, there's this invisible girl. Like, you can see someone, like, a bit more rushed, or, like, finish the groups, as well, and in Black Clover, like, alright, this is this long black ponytail, black, wear all black, some purple bells, and gray, and a gray hood, and a gray cape, just standard blue, big blue shirt, some green pants, some and a robe, some blonde spike hair. Like you can tell in other groups they have some members that just who are clearly not as band fully allowed or have just as cool designs as the other characters. But in Overlord, everyone from the main cast has amazing designs. Overlord, my favorite design of a skeleton character. Albedo, 10 out of 10 succubus, even if she's not, overly sexual. Even if she does wear a pretty conservative outfit, all things considered. Shatir, love the vampire. Her true form is a bit creepy, but I get for the appeal. Hell, even Demiage and Cerberus, who are just the standard, business attire outfits. Those two still look good. I like Cerberus is kind of like stern and kind of have this shadowy one eye and just in general, they look great. And the side characters are not the terrible designs. They also have great ones. Like the only ones I would say have like mech designs are the ones who are a little too much, into the medieval world, or that criminal organization in the Riestis Kingdom. Those I would say some of the ones have like too much bland design since all of them just are essentially like the same design and that weird character that had like the slave trade. Like those are the only ones I would say probably don't have as good designs, but even those I would say are decent and serviceable. So yeah. Although something I should probably mention about designs is I know that it's been stated that Mar and Aura's the creator had like a beef with her brother and all, but is there a reason why Aura comes off so much like just a stereotypical tomboy, while Mare is sometimes even confused to be a girl? Like there was literally a joke in Isekai Quartet where Mare had to be like, "But I'm a boy," because that's how much of a girly girl, or how girly that Mare comes off. So it's a bit odd that I know it's supposed to be like a kind of like a vendetta, kind of sibling rivalry, but still, it's kind of hilarious. Now let's go into the characters themselves, which is in my opinion more important than designs, but design is still very important. And I love the designs of it. But no, not the design stuff, the personalities they have in. Like I like the fact that Ainz is this very intimidating person, even if though he doesn't like think think of it. and how he like always is able to like keep his cool. Like he's literally panicking in some moments. Be like, what are you talking about? What moment? Like, can you tell me, please? But he's clearly not like trying it to. But he's like straight up asking. And the other ones don't think it's anything weird. Like there's literally a moment where An's like, yes, that one moment. And Damien's like, yes, that one moment. Even though, like, dude, he's getting trying to ask him, tell me when. So that's also a very funny interaction. And it's also funny with Shaltir and Abedos, where they're like, one moment stone cold badasses that could kill you in seconds, but then literally the next second ago, like maybe a compliment or just some random thing like Shaltir, come here, and those are like completely flustered. I mean to reread the latest chapter that came out, but in one chapter, I mean it was the last one, Ainz was just like, Albedo, Shaltir, come here, and Albedo and Shaltir was already like flustering all over the place. So that's also really funny how we can go from stone cold badassery to over the top. Oh, Einstein is so amazing, and yeah. Now let's go to the more serious characterization, which is the development. Now, Einstein's development seems to go into the direction of a decent person to becoming more and more and more evil, which I honestly really like seeing it. Because why? The thing is about isekai. The thing about isekai characters is that a lot of times they're so overpowered, and yet they never seem to be corrupted. Like they keep getting influence, and they never really seem to go, in the wrong direction. They say they're morally good, or if they are douchebags, they are like more like comedic the douchebags, which in some cases they are not really all that special in terms of power, or power like Kazuma from Konosuba. But in other cases, it's like, wow, these people like really can get the power and not be like they are even supposed to be getting corrupted, but they are pretty much like these still good people, essentially. I like how Ainz is going more in that direction, where it's not so much that he's being corrupted by it, but it's more my priority is the Great Tomb of Nazareth. Serve Nazareth or die, essentially. Which I do like it. And I also like how he's like trying to plan, how he's also, even though he's not intelligent, he planned stuff out in a way that it works, and also his development. Like first he was just like, alright, I have to progress, and then the plans get more and more complicated. And he really gives you like this mastermind half the time, even though it's not really a mastermind. Like in the third season and the close to the end, he's still like, wait, did Damage know that Titan can bring an entire army of goblins? Blends? If he says he did, I'll just pretend like I also knew it. I just want to see if he knew it, something. Which I do love. And I'll mention that my favorite like character development has to be Crocodius, purely because he's this like honorable warrior, this like beast of a character. Like if you met everyone in Overlord's cast, you probably think Crocodius is like shit. That's like the one you do not like, the ultimate soldier. I think that's even like one of his epithets. Like he's supposed to have been like the definition of a warrior type of character. How in the Isekai Code, there was even like a joke where Crocodius and a couple of other soldiers were like, they were starting their gym class, they're like the people in charge of that, and the Crocodius was like, I nominate myself to be the person in charge, and the other ones are like, yeah, you're clearly the most cool I'll fight. So it was very interesting seeing Crocodius that's talking to Ainz after his failure to defeat the Lizard Man, where he's scared and doesn't know what to do. But even so, he has that. He is still like, low odds. I think they might have some uses. Like they've proven themselves to be warriors. I don't see a reason why we should just kill them and reduce them to essentially just bring that fodder soldiers. So that's also really nice to see. And the whole final fight with him and his and the lizard man is also really nice because he's like, I predicted he shows how he's like better than them, but he's like also kind of like, alright, I think this like I don't want to insult you too. It's just that it's true. Like you can't deny it. Especially when he says, "I really wish I could use my weapon," like that weird the battle axe he has. But he's like, it would be overkill. Like it wouldn't even be. It would essentially be like, oh, you thought you could? Well, guess what? No, even if you did manage to get through my this katana, I still have my actual weapon. So it's kind of nice to see it. And I do like his relationship with the lizard man, where he was in charge of destroying them, but now he's like ruling them. I don't think it actually goes all that much into that thing in the manga and anime. I think it's more in the light novels. But still, it's great to see. And I also like the side characters' stories, even though they are more basic and they're clearly not as much of a focus on it. Although I'm very excited for the human side of the story that's gonna be in the next season with that. Well, I because of the thing I can't remember her real name. I think it's Nair or something, but I can't confirm it. And I don't want to spoil much, but let's just say that the maid's girlfriend is gonna. I'm a bit interested in that storyline. Although I think that might be a movie. I think they said that the anime is gonna cover from where the anime left out to about like to volume 13 or 14. I'm not exactly sure the number. To one of those volumes, and then there's gonna be a movie. So I think that girl's conclusion to her story is gonna be in the movie. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, I think there was some words like that, which actually makes sense considering next time is the villainess and reincarnated as a slime also had like a similar thing where they had like a movie announced after their anime, so I guess it does make sense to that degree. But you get what I mean. So yeah. Now though I'm not as interested as the humans, I do like how they kind of talk and they interact. Like I like Archie and her group's interactions and kind of being this like more veteran group, and they kind of talk and they talk speech between the other companies, and the whole Armstrong is also a very good character with Brian and Klein, and I just love how sadistic that girl princess is, or evil that chick is. Although I feel like I'm not sure if it's the anime's fault because every time she's supposed to have this like very dead evil face, it just comes out like she has bangs over her eyes, uh like just like very minimal. It's like when a series one, it's like a series tries to like make it's like someone tries to make a budget movie like a bunch of college, and they don't like have much artwork. They just have like some random shit from like maybe last year's Halloween or something, and they just like, oh, let's try I don't know, give it more tired eyes or something. So yeah, it does feel like a bit more like that at some point. So I am a bit wonder how they're gonna do that thing, but maybe it's like a restriction for the anime. Like maybe she has like more of this like slime like face or something. I'm not really sure, but I do don't really like how it's like so like minimal of a face. Like it's also like this big thing where her real face is like this very evil individual, but it's just like maybe her mouth is a little more stretched out like solution sometimes, and maybe her bangs are a little more dark and more down. It's not very much. So yeah, I do like her, and I also like how that emperor and that line from the image where he describes the emperor from Jigna is like he people who are intelligent are easier to predict than fools. Although I feel like the image is something like people with some intelligence are easier to predict than fools, which I do like it. How because Jimmy is intelligent, his strategy does make sense, but it's like Albedo and Demiurge are smarter. Like I think it was said like that Princess like the only one that's actually smart in those two. I'm not exactly sure if there's some other anime characters, but I think those two were said to be the smartest. So yeah, it's like those two are like smart in him, and they do think the plan makes sense, but it's not gonna work. So I do like that in terms of characterization. Now let's go into the story. I feel like this story really works in Overlord. like straight up. Although I am kind of curious on where exactly it's going. Is it gonna be like a full-out war, or is it gonna be like Ainz ruling everything, and then like in the last minute, maybe he like maybe this is all like a delusion or maybe grief or something. I'm not exactly sure where this is leading to. I don't think the line novels are actually finished. I think they're like still ongoing. Just it takes a while for them to be made. Like I think that the anime is the like I think the next volume is still like in development or something. I'm not like sure. But yeah, anyways, I like it how the story is essentially like this group always like fully powered. Like it's not something you come immediately reincarnate. This is like you winning a game. You are level 100 and you go into this world. Which, in my opinion, makes way more sense as OP characters because it's always kind of like, it always feels kind of forced when a character starts into something like reanimate and then I mean like the strongest they are. There are like very little gaps between the ones who are stronger than him. I mean, granted, some do make sense, like there's some explanations, but in most of them, seem like this character like just element like the next 3 episodes he can like already pretty much more or less take over the kingdom. But in this one, I like it how it's not you just reincarnate, you literally reincarnate as like a highest of high. The same kind of thing with another Son of Diablo where Diablo is already insanely high level, like it's literally not it's night and day honestly. And I like how this is the similar case with Overlord, where these are like the strongest characters in a game being brought to this world. So yeah, you guys are fucking screwed. I like that aesthetic with it, and it makes it more believable, in my opinion, to how they can win. Uh, so yeah, the story all in all, them trying to take over everything and rule is also good because I like the fact they are again that Ain's acknowledging, yeah, I'm doing evil stuff. Although explaining it to the rest of them would be a bit confusing. Because what I actually want is, meet the rest of the players. Like every big action he does, the main point of it is more to, alright, find me another group of players. Like I believe in the light novels, they even have like a scene where Alberto makes like a task force that's supposed to hunt down the other supreme beings and kill them, or something like that. So I do like the idea that this one's the game is not like to, I don't know, create a new world, get back to the old world. In fact, in the first chapter, Einstein acknowledges there is nothing really for me to come back to, and here I have like all these guys who are like my family. So why would I want to leave? So it is well, it's depressing and make it too close to home for some people, but it is kind of like true. Like, I have literally no reason why I would want to go back into the world. So why? So I'll just see if there are some friends of mine. But if there are no friends of mine here, well, I fucking rule everything. What the fuck am I going to have to wait? My next objection: Abel shall stay in bed. We are sleeping together. So yeah. Yeah. Now let's talk about the battles as well. Now the battles in Overlord are a little bit like I would say probably like the weakest aspects of it, which is not saying they're bad. I mean, Shaltir versus Ainz is probably my favorite battle that we've got so far. I will have to wait for the fourth season, but right now, from season one, season two, and season three, Shelty versus Ainz is where it's at, people. That's the best, and that battle is in every respect great. And I just love how doing that battle, the Kokazi shows what kind of strategist he is when he's like at the end of being like, yeah, Shelty lost, Ainz won, no question, no debate. Because that really shows how intimidating of a character, how much of an intimidating soldier he is, especially for the next for the Lizard Man arc, where he's kind of like the main, well, kind of like the main villain or the main lead. It depends how you look at it. So I love that battle, but everyone else, it's kind of like one of those. I think the problem with the other battles, it's more that Aizen's subordinates are so fucking overpowered that it's kind of lacking that feeling of it. Like, unless if there is someone out, like, the only unless it's someone else from Ainz's side battling him, it's kind of like one of those. It's gonna end pretty easily. Like the only time I believe anyone has been able to do anything to the main characters is Evil Eye and the two blue rose knight warriors who've been able to defeat her. Like those are, I would say, the only ones that have actually managed to do anything against them. Like even Brian, who's like kind of the who's not a lot, who has been in Zola, has like trained a lot and all. The most he could do against Shaltir is break her fingernail. Literally a couple, literally something that you replace. I don't know. My mom replaced them every single month. So what about you? Yeah, demons have mothers. It's just we don't talk about them. So yeah, suddenly she can replace literally the next month. That's literally the most he could do, and that's literally the second best feat against them. Like those six fingers or whatever, those like that six armies or whatever, those guys, all of them against Sabas were so pathetic that like the closest thing to them is like, wait, that name of that your nickname is the same nickname that my master was able to do. I'm able to dodge it. Oh, it was just nickname. Oh, I kill you. So yeah, that's so that's like one of the problems with it. That the fact that a lot of like when it comes to battles against Ainz's character, it's gotta be pretty one-sided, and not just like a high-stakes battle between Ainz's group. And yeah, as for like other battles against other members versus other members, it's kind of like one of those like they're too bland. I would say like there's nothing really all that special. Like Shogun versus those whatever those religious people from the Slain Ferocracy, that was like just supposed to show what a noble warrior Shogun is. It's not like there was anything much. It was just Shogun like slicing through them until he eventually got hidden enough to not be longer be able to fight. And as for the rest, Lizardman was pretty basic combat, like nothing special, and yeah, the battles are the weakest aspect of it, but they are, yeah, you still serviceable. They're still good. Like Shaltir versus a bit versus Ainz, I would say, is still great. The battle between Evil Eye and those Blue Roses, it's decent and pretty serviceable. And the other ones are more like hilarious how one-sided they are for the main characters. Like seriously, that final like hit that someone gets, that guy who's in charge of the six armies gets on this got it some Sabas, and Sabas just like takes it and he like just moves his leg up and slams into his skull and like wins, and he's like, oh my, that was a close battle though. It almost took me down. But luckily, I was this much stronger. Even though it was literally a one-sided slaughter. Like, it was no debate. Not even his clothes were fucking destroyed. He, like, not even like a. It was not even like a scratch. Like, it was only like. Is there some dirt on it? Like, that's essentially the damage that was there. So, it's just hilarious. So, it's. In some aspect, it's hilarious. So, yeah. Now let's talk about go quickly over my favorite characters. My favorite character is Effing Eyes, with Shaltir being my second favorite and Mara being my third favorite. My least favorite characters, I don't even think there are any characters that I would say are my least favorite. I think it's just like some random backgrounds that I'm like indifferent towards. Like even the douchebag ones, I would say are just like, alright, when are you gonna get killed, you fucking moron? So yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, I should probably also want to talk about the military aspects of it, and I love how it's done. I like how every everything is planned. How there's clearly a strategy there, and how some military strategies are like planned out to show how overwhelmingly strong they are. That's really great in my opinion. So yeah, anything else? No, I think that's more or less enough. So, anyways, yes, I hope you like this video. I hope you leave a like, subscribe to this channel for more videos in the future. Tell me in the comments below what you also think about Overlord. Do you like it? Is your favorite? Do you think it's underrated? All of it. Just whatever you want, leave in the comments. And that's it. I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time. Goodbye.